The NFL goes all in on the Green Bay Packers, and I'm here to explain why that is. So please take a second to hit that subscribe button. Okay, so let's get into it. Why do I feel the NFL is going all in on the Green Bay Packers? Let's take a look at what this article has to say about the Green Bay Packers. It's on Lombardi Ave News. Freddie Boston is the creator of the content, and I disagree with him, and I'm going to explain why. It says NFL continues to screw over the Packers by refusing to end league-long drought. What is he talking about? We're going to get into that. So it says right here, obviously we know and we've all heard the news that the Green Bay Packers have been selected and chosen as a team representative to be playing as a season opener against the Philadelphia Eagles on the road at Brazil. Okay. So let's see what this article has to say. It says the Green Bay Packers will open the season in Brazil against the Philadelphia Eagles, while both teams will face logistical challenges regarding travel. And he starts talking about the negativity about the league travel and the jet lag and all that stuff. Okay. So both teams are going to experience that same thing. Okay. So another consequence, he says, is opening the season with the NFL International Series game guarantees that the Packers will begin on the road. Unfortunately, it's nothing new. And here's what he says, and here's his argument why the NFL continues to screw over the Packers. Packers wait for a home game in week 1 extends as a league high 6 years. Okay, so it's 6 years 6-year drought for the Packers opening up on at Lambeau Field. Okay, so the Packers heading into Brazil week 1 confirms that they will wait another year to get a season opener at Lambeau Field. The Green Bay hasn't had a home game since week 1 since 2018. The team had to request it. According to a Packers website, the Packers had to request it back in 2018. So if you take a look at it, historically, over the last few years, the Green Bay Packers, when we start taking a look at what has been their home record since 2020. So 2020, the Packers had a 7-1 home record, which is very good, very good, and that was under Aaron Rodgers. Okay, so Packers were a force to be reckoned with at home at Lambeau Field. Nobody wants to come to Lambeau Field. Okay. However, since 2021, same thing, 8-0 at home, ridiculous record, okay, at home. 2022, that ended that drought. That was Aaron Rodgers' last season with the Packers. And if you remember, they had a home game against the Detroit Lions to get into the playoffs, and they don't do it. Okay, the Packers lose at home. Their record that season, 2022, their home record was 5-4. Okay, again, they lost a home game to get into the playoffs, and that was to the Detroit Lions. 2023, they improved slightly under Jordan Love. Their home record is 5-3. Okay, so let's go. Let's continue to read what this article has to say. And by the way, when he mentions right here, week 1, 2018 was the last time the Packers. So 2017, 2018, they had back to back. They started out the season with home games. 2017, they had a home win over Seattle, 17-9. In 2018, a home win over the Bears, 24-23. If you remember last season, they started out on the road against Chicago and dominated that game. In which, in my opinion, if you go on the road on the first week 1 and you go into a divisional rival like the Chicago Bears, quote unquote rival, and you just take it to them, to me, that's better than starting out at home. That's just my opinion. Okay, so it says right here, that's longer than Matt LaFleur's tenure as coach. It's the longest drought of any team in the NFL. Opening at home creates the perfect opportunity to win. Okay, I get that. I understand that, but again, we'll keep reading. Okay, so of the 32 NFL teams, 25 is open on at home over the past 2 years. Packers haven't. Yada yada. It says right here, last season NFL forced the league's youngest roster with the new starting quarterback to open with consecutive road games, including a divisional matchup versus the Bears. It stacked the odds against LaFleur's teams, making it a challenge to put on an early season win on the board. There are positives. Eliminating a road game early means the Packers will play 9 of the remaining 16 games at Lambeau Field. Okay, so here's where I am at with that. When I see that and hear that, good. Good. That's good. You want to end the year with momentum building into the playoffs. And what better way to do that than playing at home, right? I mean, the last couple of years, because we've started out on the road, we've had uh, we've ended the season at home, and it just so happened both of those games got us into the playoffs, or could have gotten us in the playoffs. One, we lost to Detroit at home, and then the other, we beat Chicago to get into the playoffs. Okay, so hopefully we know we're not coming down to the ninth hour to get into the playoffs and relying on a home win. But to me, I would rather end at home than on the road. Okay, so I look at this as a complete positive. I look at this as the NFL is buying into the product that Green Bay is putting out. Okay, so the NFL is trying to get South American fans, South America, to buy into the NFL product, and they have chosen the Green Bay Packers as a representative. They think the Packers are going to convince fans to watch the NFL. Okay, so if you remember, the NBA sent Michael Jordan to play in the Dream Team, and now the NBA is a worldwide sport. Okay, so you can look at this as a very positive thing because Goodell has chosen Jordan Love to make the NFL a worldwide sport, to start the growth in South America and then some, right? So I feel this is an amazing thing. So here's where you take a look at it. Okay, so if you look over the map historically, and they've got algorithms to this, the Packers, there's more Packer fans in Brazil than any other team in the NFL. So how is that a bad thing? So rather than starting out on the road in Philadelphia, you're going to a neutral playing field in Brazil, and you've got more Packer fans there, more than likely, than Philadelphia Eagle fans. So how is that a bad thing? Because if anything, it's a bonus. It's an asterisk home game for the Green Bay Packers because there's going to be more Packer fans there. So how is that a bad thing? That is not a bad thing. And the Packers have been chosen by the NFL to be a representative. This is a very positive thing for the Green Bay Packers. This very young team, everybody sees what is in this young team. Goodell sees that Jordan Love might be a great representative to represent the NFL. I love it. I'm stoked about it. I'm excited about it. Other than the fact that I got to get Peacock, I'm not excited about that. Other than that, I am all in on this. Go Pack, go.